let's cut open a bag of the sulfate of potash magnesia, which does not provide any nitrogen or any phosphate or the minor elements, but it provides a lot of potassium and magnesium and sulfur. Sulfur combined with oxygen is sulfate. It isn't good to breathe any kind of dust. I don't care if it's edible dust. If you're in your kitchen and you're stirring up clouds of wheat flour dust, put on a dust mask or put on a bandit scarf across your nose. Have your BB gun in the holster if you want it. So, dust mask, long sleeved, long pants, closed shoes, some kind of gloves. Now, rubber gloves would provide the best protection, or vinyl gloves, but if you're working for hours in the middle of the day in the hot sun, they fill up with sweat. It's quite annoying. So I go for a little less protection. Some fertilizer dust can get through the breathable area of the glove and back, so I do want to wash my hands as soon as I stop spreading fertilizer. But these Gorilla Grip gloves are very easy to work with, and they do not fill up with sweat. And you need safety glasses. I recently got this kind that's padded. It works very nicely. Goggles would provide full protection, but if they steam up and you can't see what you're doing, you end up taking them off. Why so much protection? We don't want to breathe dust, any kind, soil dust or whatever. And in the case of mixed fertilizers, such as either of these, there's a lot of manganese and iron and zinc and molybdenum, and we don't need to be breathing in dust of those or having them be absorbed through our skin. Even though those are essential nutrients that we need some of, we should be getting those from our vegetables or from our grains or from mineral supplements and not absorbed through the skin or being breathed through our lungs. Too much manganese, for instance, can cause nerve problems. And too much copper, especially in your eyes, can be very damaging. So the cheapest insurance is a little bit of proper gear. Now see, with that there was hardly any dust. So the dust mask might not even be necessary, but with these that I'm used to working with all the time, there's quite a bit of dust. Now if you have a fancy spinner, you can figure out the rate you want to use and go around like this and spreading it over open flat areas, especially good for lawn, but if your fruit trees are open underneath with grass around, you can use a spinner. I don't even own one. I do the bowling technique. That was two sides of the triangle. I would also do the other side of the triangle and the back side of the tree the same way. we fertilize twice the radius of the canopy. Let's get a little more photogenic with this off. The radius of the canopy you measure by evening up with a trunk and then pacing out to the longest branch. That's about 2.5 paces. So that's once the radius of the canopy, and we go that same distance beyond. And this is the circle that we fertilize. In a grove like this means the entire ground surface must be fertilized. A lot of people put fertilizer in a bright, heavy ring right around the trunk. That is called the dumb ring. It is where most of the roots are too thick to absorb anything, and the few thin ones there are going to get burned, and the rest isn't going to get anything. Now, a lot of people do fertilizer right by the edge of the side of the canopy. That's called the drip ring. That's reasonably smart, actually, but it's not the best. The best is doing twice the radius of the canopy.